on, guys? Derek, Southern Style Lawn Care. Today we're going to be changing the oil on a Kawasaki FX691V. Ours is currently ran on the Gravely ProTurn 152, but they do use this motor on a lot of different mowers, so this could help out a lot of people. I really haven't found any great videos on this motor's oil being changed. This is the oil filter. You would change that on a regular oil change, but we are changing the break-in oil, which is changed at 8 hours. So we're actually going to leave that on until the 50-hour oil change. Pretty much what you're going to need. The dealer recommended this Kawasaki SAE, which is synthetic 10W40. I thought it took 10W30, but I'm guessing they changed it up for this year. You're going to need a 10mm socket, something to catch your oil in. You're going to want a little funnel, preferably make sure it's super clean. You don't want to get dirt in that motor. And that's all you'll need to change it. And we will show you how to do it. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we've already checked the oil, it's good. I like to take this up, just leave it hanging. That helps the air flow on the bottom down here. Helps the oil flow out a little better. You gotta get on the ground. Get your oil drain pan ready. Today we're going to be putting in 1.8 liters. Let's see, or 1.8 quarts, whatever you want to call it. If you take off the oil filter, which is right there, you have to put right at 2 quarts in this machine. Alright, this is the clear drain hose. You're probably going to clean that after you're done here. And you got to get this just right, or it will spill everywhere. I'm going to probably hold that. A lot of people like to have their motor nice and warm before they do this, but I warm mine up for a little bit, but not too long. Sorry for all these camera angles. Let's see, we can't get you up in here. That should catch it without spilling anything. Alright, so this camera working right. You're going to get this 10mm wrench. You're going to want to stick it right here. You'll want to turn that counterclockwise, which will be left. In this case, Lefty Lucy does work. This works just like a water hose would work. Try and get 2 hands in there and film. Alright, let's see. Alright, so we got her on. You basically just want to loosen her up until you see some oil start flowing. You can get in there and kind of should be able to get it with your hand now. And these things, there we go. And she is draining. Alright, so now we've got that loose. We've got our oil draining right into there. Perfect. And I will get back with you when she gets done draining. Alright, right here we've opened her on up all the way, so she is draining way better. I can see that, but coming out right through that. Alright. And once this gets done draining completely, what you're going to want to do is just shut off that valve right there. Close it. See, pull off that top and it started draining some more in there. Anyway, like I said, you're going to want to tighten that valve back up once all the oil drains out, and then fill her on up. Alright guys, once the oil has stopped dripping, go back to your 10mm wrench, turn it to clockwise, which is right turn. You just want to tighten her on there. You don't want to tighten her too hard, just snug. You don't want to put super force. It's designed to stay in there and not come back out. But you don't want to, just, you notice I'm grabbing the inside of this wrench just lightly. You don't want to mess that up. Alright, now right here where I'm pointing with the wrench, there's a hose clamp that holds this hose, the oil drain hose, on. I'm going to take that off camera. It's kind of hard to get that on an angle. Clean it out and then put the hose clamp back on. That way you don't have a hose hanging there with oil dripping out of it. Alright guys, once that's complete, you want to grab your oil. Here's one quart, there's the second quart. I'm always pick the seat up, it makes it a little easier access. Alright, we got our seat up. Get this camera stuck somewhere we can work with it. Yeah, that ought to work right there. Maybe. Well, that will. Alright, you always want to check your dipstick just to make sure she's empty. Of course, somebody's back there weed eating with a, sounds like a little baby weed eater. Alright, she has no oil. That's what we want. I'm going to set the dipstick aside. And I'm going to stick in our funnel. Just a small funnel, you can get that anywhere basically. Here's the oil we're going to be using again. And it will take 1 full quart for sure. So, you want to pour it slow, you definitely don't want to spill this all by your motor. Anyway, so it will definitely take 1 full quart. It's supposed to take 1.8 if you do not remove the oil filter, which we have not. But, I mean, if you overfill it a little bit, you can always drain it out of the bottom. You just don't want it to overflow out of the top. One thing I like to do, since it says 1.8, the side of this bottle is marked. And if you pour out the other bottle into this bottle until your other one says 8, it's right at the 800 mark, which would be 0.8, which is where it's supposed to take. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take this new bottle, pour it into this other bottle until we get up to this 800 mark, which is 800 milliliters, which is what it's going to take. That way we know we're not overfilling. Or at least we hope we're not overfilling. Alright, so this is 8. You should be right on it. And remember, if you do remove your oil filter, which you're probably going to do every time after this first break-in oil change, you remove your oil filter, make sure when you put the new one on to put some fresh oil around that gasket. If not, it will suck it in and it would just mess it all up. So you want to put some fresh oil around that inside of that new gasket. We've about got it all in here. Almost takes 2 quarts, but not quite. 1.8 on the break-in. Now, if you're doing a regular and changing the filter and everything, you're going to want to put a full 2.1 quarts in there. 2 quarts should work. All right. Now that we've got that done, I'll set the dipstick here. I'm going to attempt to remove this without spilling any. And we did it. Probably going to read a little bit high since I haven't cranked the motor yet. So I'm going to check the oil level. As you can see, she is showing full. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty clear. She's showing full. So I'm going to let it sit for about, I'd say about 5 minutes. Let that oil get in there. And I'm going to crank it up for, just run it for a minute or two. Let the oil really cycle through, and then we'll test it again from there. Alright guys, so we got the cap on tight, we've got the hose clean, we've got our screw tightened back with the 10mm. You don't want to tighten it too much, remember that. We're going to start up for a minute. We've got an oil light here, so I think that would work if it was bad, but let's crank her up. Gonna let her run for a minute, warm up. Let her warm up. We're going. Trying to get this camera right there. That should be good enough. I'm going to take this out. Check her up. She is reading full, buddy. Gonna have all on the dipstick because you just poured it down up in there. Alright. Don't screw it in, it's not gonna give you a correct reading if you screw it in. Alright, let's see. Perfect, right on the full line. And then you tighten down your top and you're done. It's that easy. You don't have to take it to the dealer, you don't have to go drop it off, you don't have to wait on it. I prefer doing my own because you know it's done right. And that's about it, guys. That's how you change the oil on a Kawasaki FX691V. We appreciate it. Thank you.